Hello, everyone. Welcome to a very special late night, no offense, all offense with me, stand-up comedian and pop culture vulture Joleen Lunzer. Tonight, we're going to be talking about Rachel Raquel, her newest podcast episode, maybe a couple other things. We're going to roast it. We're going to recap it. So put on your comfy pants and grab a beverage and let's get started.
If you like what you see, come and get it with me. I know you deserve all you want. Your heart's made of gold, but don't wait till you're old. If you want it, I get you some.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my channel, you guys, for a very special, no offense, all offense, late night, impromptu live. Let me know if you guys can hear me. Obviously, I'm at a different location. I am sitting at my dining room table tonight and thought, you know what? I'm going to go live. And I'm going to go live from my husband's MacBook. And it's going to be really casual, but I think it took me more time setting this up than just sitting in my office upstairs. But I just wanted to try different scenery. I had a little ring light. It's charging. Hopefully it's not too dark for you guys. Hopefully you guys can hear me well. Tonight, we are going to be talking all about the latest Rachel Raquel podcast episode. Okay. The latest, Rachel Goes Rogue. Ooh. She gave her reactions to this past episode of Vanderpump Rules. And obviously we know in last week's episode of Vanderpump Rules, Rachel Raquel was a topic of conversation because Teddy's like, now I'm going to drink all my water. You get it, Teddy. Get your hydration, boy. Because it was her and Bethany Frankel's interview that had just dropped. And so the cast was kind of reacting to that. And so I listened to a little bit of it and I wanted to react to it here with you guys. So we're going to do what we do, roast it, recap it, have a good time. Again, I'm very opinionated, but you're welcome to have your opinions in the live chat, also in the comment section. If you're watching in the replay crew, hello and thank you. So we don't have to agree. You can have different opinions. We can just agree to not be assholes to each other, right? Right. Thank you. I finally washed my hair, which my husband was thrilled about because I was seeing how long I could go. Have you guys ever seen how long you can go without washing your hair? And this was probably the longest. And it maybe had odor. You know, it was a lot of dry shampoo, a lot of sun bum, leave-in conditioner, which I thought was masking any kind of odor, if you will. And it was the first time my husband in all the years we've been together since 2009, he was like, your hair smells, it's a little different. And I was like, yep. Okay. So before we get things started, I want to thank a couple people. I went to my P.O. box today. And if you don't know, I do have a P.O. box. So if you have a small business or you want to send me anything ever, that it's in the description of this video, feel free to send it there. First things first, Lala and Christy, thank you so much. I don't think they're probably watching live because this is late. Hello to everybody as a chaotic queen. Hello to everybody in the live chat, you guys. Smash that like and subscribe if you haven't already. Lala and Christy sent me this mug. Isn't this mug perfection? Good morning to everyone except Tom Sandoval. Story of my life. Okay, it's so cute. The inside is pink. I can't wait to drink everything from it. I am so excited. Okay, and Steven, you handsome devil, you beautiful baby gorgeous, sent me this wonderful hat, Hi Baby Gorgeous, that we'll probably wear this evening. Lisa Barlow's, signature term, Hi Baby Gorgeous. I love it. You know me. Just like Joe Wenberg, my whole personality is wrapped up in hats. Oh God. Okay, we might have to talk about Joe before we get into the Rachel Raquel. That just reminded me. Did anyone see that Joe Wenberg went live on Instagram with a friend? And I think she had Tito's or tequila and squirt. What is with these cuckoo Vanderpump people drinking squirt, diet squirt? I didn't even know squirt was still a thing. I thought squirt was just for like serial killers, allegedly. Remember, everything I say is true, except for the parts that are false. Everything's alleged for entertainment purposes only. So she went live on Instagram. I have an app where you can get lives even if they delete them. Guess which one I couldn't get? Joe's. So I had to scrounge together things I found on Reddit and Instagram on other accounts. So I don't have the whole live. So if anyone has that and wants to send it my way, feel free, joleenreacts@gmail.com. But I have a little bit of it. And let's just say it was, this woman wants so much sympathy and she wants to be like, I have ADHD, which by the way, so do I. By the way, so do so many people that follow this channel. So many women, all the things. I don't think ADHD can explain whatever she's doing or saying, just my interpretation of this. So I think I screen recorded a little bit on my phone. We'll listen to the audio of that. It's rough. Okay. Also, I got wonderful, wonderful, beautiful, cute, adorable, such sweet cards. Thank you, Michelle. Michelle, I got your adorable card. Thank you so much. I mean, I was still getting birthday cards. Just you guys like sending me cards, writing me beautiful, nice messages and telling hi to like Chella and my fur babies and wishing me a happy birthday, even though my birthday was in February. And that is how long it's been since I checked my P.O. box, because sometimes I forget it exists. And then I remember, oh my God, I have a P.O. box, and it's amazing. So she says, thank you for all the laughs. You make my day on many days. Love, Grandma Michelle. I'm the cool grandma. Thank you, Michelle. Michelle, that was like so sweet. Your words, your kindness, awesome. I also got Shelly Marie here on YouTube sent me a wonderful thank you card and telling me I love your channel. And all of your recent VPR takes since I'm from Utah. Ooh, wait, I probably shouldn't have doxed you. Apologies. Anyways, Shelly Marie sent me a wonderful card, said some I don't want to read anymore because, sorry, Shelly, and sent me these awesome stickers, obviously Real Housewives of Salt Lake City stickers, the bonnet with the glasses of the one lady, I always forget her name. Who the hell is Angie? Angie K. Look at, oh my God, there's stickers. And then, how great is this? Receipts, proof, screenshots, fucking timeline, fucking everything. Heather Barlow. What if all of my systems are nervous? Get it? Nervous systems. What if all of my systems are nervous? And then I can put this on my water bottle. It's an emotional support water bottle. Please do not pet. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love all of it. I want to marry all of it. Thank you for the wonderful stickers, the wonderful cards, the mug, the hat. You guys make a girl feel super, super special. Also, while I was catching up on all of these shows and things, I started to watch. I know we're going off on a little bit of a tangent, but this is No Offense, All Offense, where we talk about our favorite things, pop culture, news. We talk to each other. We have a nice time. I've been making bracelets again, you guys. So I think I'm going to open my Etsy back up. How cute are these little bracelets I've been making? Are they so cute? Do you guys love them? They're so cute. We got some more with flowers and then little kitty charms. Look at that kitty. There's just something so calming about making these wonderful bracelets, and obviously very preppy, as my niece would say. Oh my God, those are so preppy. And then one has to have little spices, little Pisces, strawberry pear for all my strawberry lovers, and just a lot of smiley faces, a lot of strawberries, a little OOTD a la Stassi Schroeder with a gummy bear. Gummy bears bouncing here and there and everywhere. So I love making bracelets. I used to sell bracelets, earrings, things on Etsy. I want to open my Etsy account back up. So possibly look for a link. I'm not the best at keeping up my Etsy, but I love these bracelets. They've just been so fun. And it's one thing that actually like really calms me, you know, because you're just focusing on that. But wow, speaking of pop culture things, before we get into Rachel and Joe, I discovered a new show I love. And for all of my 90s lovers, you know, our nostalgia runs deep. I think in 90s songs and pop culture references, there's this show on Hulu called Under the Bridge. And I highly, 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 highly recommend it. If you like crime, if you like 90s, if you ever liked like ABC Family type shows, but not ABC Family. What's that show they just had? Kind of like murder mystery. Teenagers, the 90s. There's only been, I think, 2 episodes out, and I don't even know what day they come out. But I watched the 2 episodes and I was hooked. I'm now looking for Under the Bridge all the time. So Under the Bridge on Hulu, definitely for all my 90s babes. Check that out if you haven't already. I got caught up on American Horror Story Delicate because it finally came back, which is amazing. Brianna, thank you so much. Says, I'll be honest, I just found your channel yesterday because I was so starved for actual adult takes on VPR. And then I found Joleen. Thank you so much for giving grown-up takes. You're so welcome. Thank you, Brianna, for saying such nice things. Teddy, you cool? He's got these little like breasts, and I'm like, do I gotta give him the Heimlich? Something in us. Okay. Christina, thank you so much for the first super chat of the live. If you want to support the channel further, you can always send a super chat. You can always hit me up on the Venmo, PayPal, Cash App. Everything is in the description on the bottom of the screen. Become a YouTube member or a supporter on Patreon. Christina, thank you so much. Christina says, can you say Lala? Also, can we be BFFs? Yes. Lala, because Lala. And of course, we can be BFFs, of course. And if you live anywhere near Arizona, check the description of this video because I will be in Arizona for a comedy show August 8th. You can get your tickets, okay? I am liking Delicate more since it came back. When it the first half, I was on the fence about American Horror Story Delicate. And then these new episodes that came out, because it was stopped due to like the writer strike, the actor strike, I believe, much better. I'm like, oh, why did it take us so long? But I think it's just because the season's choppy due to them having to stop production. But I'm kind of like, why did it take them so long for us to get to hear about the other characters on the show, like other things happening, if you will? It was very heavy Emma Roberts and Emma Roberts' character, which is fine. But I'm like, what's going on over here? So now I really like that. Last thing I'll talk about before we get into what we're going to talk about today is Fargo. I don't know how new the new season of Fargo is, and I haven't watched a new season of Fargo. And obviously, as a Minnesota lady, Fargo I have to check it out. Now, the first couple seasons, amazing. This season, I saw John Hamm. Okay, I'm going to probably click if it's John Hamm because I'm not a monster. And my uterus wants what my uterus wants, okay? So I click on it, right? I watch the first how many ever episodes. I think I fell asleep. I might not fully be caught up. Now, I am not one of these people who complains about the accent because I've done Minnesota accent videos. People have asked me to coach them in the Minnesota accents. And I've gotten a lot of criticism from like Minnesotans when I did like shit Minnesota girls say years ago when that was trending. And they're like, that's not how we sound, and thinking I'm not a real Minnesotan. But some of these accents on this show are horrendous. Like very bad, you guys. Me and Hype Man Husband Chow were watching it. And I'm just like, I don't want to be, because I like the actors in it, but they're the main lady who's a great actress. Another lady who's a good actress, the cop, I don't know their names yet, and the main lady's husband all have the same accent. And they're all like, oh, they all raise the voice very high and they go, oh, yeah, hun. Oh, it's like a whisper. Okay, hun, yeah, what you there? Now, the way they even present questions, I don't know any Minnesotan, and I don't want to be that person, but it's blasphemy, who ask questions that way, where they add, I don't know if it's a preposition at the end, but they're just, it sounds so bad. And they must have had the same dialect coach or something, or the same something, because they made the cop lady and the main lady just like, oh, when they talk, I'm like, is that the same voice? And then even the husband comes in, I'm like, does he get the same voice as them too? It's a little too much. I'll tell you guys that. I was, you betcha. Oh, we talk, we got the, we do the stuff, and that's okay. And he's like, oh, hey, hon, you want to take a tumble? Hey, there, you betcha, hon. I don't know anyone in Minnesota who says hun. I know that's a thing. It's been in all the Fargos. Awesome. But there was just something. I'll research a little more and watch a couple more episodes. But the way the husband, the wife, and the police officer all sound the same is insane. There's some other bad ones too, but me and Chell were just laughing so hard because we're like, this is really bad. Yeah, Minnesota is, don't you know? It's a bag instead of a bag. You want a bag? You want a bag? And they're like, what? A bag? A bag? Don't you know? Oh, and they all do a high-pitched whisper. They're like, oh, yeah, hon, I just don't think I'm in the mood tonight. No, there, don't you? Yeah, huh? What? Oh, who? And it's like a caricature, and I get it because I've done those before, but I don't think, and I get Fargo's like a comedy and it's dark and it's a dramedy, if you will, but some of these are just really bad. What I'm saying is they need me. They need me. Okay. Bobby, don't you know that's all I got there? You know, So, yeah. Minnesota people sound like they're from Switzerland. A little bit we can. Yeah, of course we can a little bit. But these ones, they need me. It's a little too camp, yeah. And if everyone was camp, it would be one thing, but they're not. So it throws me off as I'm watching. Minnesota Nice is a real ass thing, Amy, 100% a real ass thing. It is just that very passive aggressive and that aggressive, like, yeah, I'll do that. But really, you're dying inside. And you're not really nice. It's just you don't know how to say no because you weren't raised with that knowledge. Okay, let's get into this. Okay, so first things first. Thank you for letting me rant. I missed you guys. It's been a weekend without being able to talk to you guys on the lean team. So I'm just like, what do I do with my life? Joe Wenberg. You guys remember Joe? Oh, we might have to pull up a picture of her in case you guys forgot. She's on a very interesting tour of she loves Schwarz, but everyone else needs to move on and let him date. But I think that now I'm going to do the Minnesota accent. But I think that we're, meant for each other. MFEO. This is a very interesting lady. Okay. And she answers this question in the podcast or in her live because Tom Schwarz, we've talked about this, he keeps alluding to this thing that something happened that he didn't have any, no other option but to break up with her. And there's been a lot of speculation online thinking maybe it's a drinking problem thing. Maybe she gets drunk and acts a fool. Maybe she punches people. We just leaves us to speculate. Maybe she's on something. Maybe she would hang out with his friends and cry. Allegedly, people were saying she was banned from Jax's back alley saloon or whatever it's called. Studio City, Justice for Studio City, and that she was banned from Jax and Britney's house. And some other friends' home. So when Joe asks in the episode a couple weeks ago, do I embarrass you? I think it has something to do with maybe when she's under the influence. And let's just be honest, Tom Schwarz is also pretty foolish under the influence. He's gotten himself into quite a few interesting situations, if you will, and getting lost in Mexico and all that. So, oh boy, let's show a different picture of her. Also, Jax is 100% banging that publicist, allegedly. You guys, did you see that Brittany unfollowed Jax and the publicist on Instagram? I mean, we called it. We literally called that on the last No Offense, All Offense. This is Lori K, public relations. Obviously, everything is alleged, but she was in Toronto with him when he was there with both the Toms, and they were doing their little tour of, we're going to bring Schwarz and Sandy's and Jax's back alley bar to Toronto because, just to like bother Canadians, I guess, and you can party with us. So they're just doing those appearances. And word on the curb was that allegedly Jax and this lady did it in the bathroom. Shout out to Blocked by Jax community on Reddit, which is a hilarious community, and also in all the Vanderpump subreddits. But yeah, and this is a lady who's been representing, I believe, Jax and Brittany for quite a long time. But it's always been a very close relationship. I'm sorry, but if this is my husband and this is the public relations lady and she's kissing him on his birthday, now this isn't a super recent picture. I think this is probably within the last year or so. That was in her stories and his stories, her like giving him kisses on the cheek. I would not appreciate that. Let's keep it a little more profesh, lady. So unless this is all an elaborate ruse, which it could be, because remember, she's in PR. She saw how powerful Sandoval was, and it does seem very, very, very coincidental, interesting, if you will, that when the Valley is about to start, Jax and Britney's marriage falls apart. I mean, not that we thought it was going to be forever and ever, no offense, all offense, but then she's involved, and they all might just be PR, fame hungry, looking to profit off of this, because I wouldn't put it past them. But yeah. Thank you, Couch Potato Queens. Thanks to Steven. I got this hat. So if this is Steven or Josh, hello. So yeah, and thank you, Pamela. That is a thing, him having sex in the bathroom. So it harkens back to old episodes. Shout out to Laura Lee, justice for Laura Lee. But it's very sus, Jacqueline. Yes, it's very, very sus. And I wouldn't put it past these fame hungry peeps to do this. But the latest, development in this was that Jax was in Toronto. These rumblings that we talked about on Friday of him having sex with Lori K Publications, allegedly, in the bathroom in a Toronto club. Those allegations come out and start, these little rumors. And then all of a sudden, Brittany unfollows her, husband. They're separated, but not divorced. And Lori K. Later that night, I believe. So very, very sus. Yes, poor Cruz. If for all of this, I mean, it's just such a mess. Okay, right? Selling their soul for a storyline. Okay, so I found the Joe clip. So we're gonna play the audio. So Joe was live with her alleged best friend, some lady I've never seen in my life. And she was looking kind of toasty, I'll be honest with you. And I'll post this in probably a separate video as well, so you can actually see this part of the live. But shout out to Reddit for catching this. Shout out to Additional War 8759 on Reddit for catching these clips and putting them together. Because again, I wasn't able to catch this live, and normally with the app I have, I am. So I feel like Joe went in and hid herself from this app where you can't capture, which is crazy because a lot of these people don't do that. But Joe pretends that I don't even know what I'm doing. It's just Joe from Scunny. Oh, Tanya, that's a great question. Why is he at the house? Because he's Jax, and I'm sure he put together a case of why he should be at the house over Brittany. You know him. He's not going to leave his house because he thinks it's his house. He doesn't think it's Brittany's house. The king of freaking Cheaterville. He don't care. So Joe is live on her Instagram. I believe Friday, one of these days. And she, put in her stories like, I'll be live, you guys. I'll be live. I'm going to go live. And I thought, I'll catch it later, girl. I do not want to catch this shit live. And then, obviously, I couldn't get it. So here she is. Here are some of, just let me know in the chat, please. And if you're watching later in the comments, let me know what you think. Thank you, Pamela B. They can both rot in hell. You can rot in hell. Thank you, Pamela, for the super chat. Okay. So let's play this.
Okay, well, they were in a relationship. Yeah, of course I did. What the fuck? Did I suck off Schwarz? Okay, well, they were in a relationship. Yeah, of course I did. What the fuck is going on? He was really good at having sex. I don't know why Katie didn't like his dick. He was great. Oh, God. What?
Okay. All right. Let me take this off so we can see. What? she said that. So she's live, and now her face is right up to the screen. And she's reading comments, and her friend's in the back. And this lady just said, of course I sucked off Schwarz. Someone asked her, little miss, I don't think I can handle this reality world. This isn't for me. Girl, if you are on the internet telling people who you sucked off, I'm not advocating slut shaming in any way, but people might comment and go, wow, that was interesting to just offer up that information and then say, and then to bring Katie up, which I think is gross that she keeps bringing Katie up, because allegedly at the reunion, Katie had some empathy for her, and she said was very kind to her. So the fact that she keeps bringing Katie up and going, I don't know why Katie didn't like having sex with Schwarz, maybe because she had sex with him for a very long time. Okay. And the guy was disappearing and he was throwing chips at her in the bed. And I don't know about you, but I don't want someone throwing Frito-Lays at my vagina. You know what I mean? Throw that at my mouth. So, and the phrase sucked off. Thank you. So I think there's a reason. I love when the dogs shake in their little ears. I think there's a reason people call her Sloppy Joe. Let's just listen one more time to that part.
Did I suck off Schwarz? Okay, well, they were in a relationship. Yeah, of course I did. What the fuck is going on? He was really good at having sex. I don't know why Katie didn't like his dick. He was great. Oh, God. Why did Kyle Chan say you're a liar? Don't know. No clue. Did you hear Kyle? No, I did not. You're perfect for Tom. Yeah, probably. Triggers, get your... No, I think Katie actually literally...
What? I mean, this is so erratic. You're perfect for Tom. Yeah, probably. I mean, she's just, the whole live, she's like, just, you know, and I get it. Like, I got fidgety. I shake my leg. I understand. But this is on a level that I just think they're all on coke. I'll just be honest with you. I don't care. I think they're all allegedly addies, coke. Something's happening here with the boozies. It's not good. You know, we got Jax allegedly doing this. Joe's not helping her case with whatever's happening here and the range of emotions. All of them. I mean, it's so obsessed with Katie. Yes. Samantha Stevens. I still love your name. Bewitched. Thank you for the super chat. Says, how would Joe feel if Rachel kissed Schwarz now? Very interesting question. I bet she wouldn't like it. I bet she wouldn't like it. It's some kind of, if Adderall is used, I'm on Vyvanse, so I don't like Adderall. It just wasn't a good fit for me, but a lot of people love it. But if it's used correctly, I feel like that's not the behavior. Now, if you and Sandy Butt, and Schwartzy or something, if we're, maybe we're just accidentally smelling it or something. Yeah, lots of Red Bull, lots of Squirt. Something's going on. Something is going on. All right. And it's all over the place.
Oh, did you hear Kyle? No, I did not. You're perfect for Tom. Yeah, probably. Triggers, get your... No, I think Katie actually literally has kind of gotten to a place where she's like, oh, Joe isn't the bad person. Or like, like at the reunion, it was like, she apologized. It was like the sweetest thing, but I'm not friends with her. I'm just saying that, like, Schwarz, one big thing happened that made him... We don't know what that one big thing was. We don't know, but I'm also going to let you guys all in on a little secret. Let him go. Let him date. Let him be. I don't want to be, we're broken up. It is what it is. Do you think Schwarz is my other half? Yes, I do. But I think it's going to take some time. Yeah, you have said that.
Okay. I'm so tired of these Vanderpump kids, adults, blaming us, the fans. Let him go. Let him be. We don't care. You guys keep doing interviews and putting it on Front Street. It is our entertainment. Okay. Us let him go. You let him go, girl. The next sentence, I know this is, edited with some of like best of clips, but in the next breath, you're like, oh, are we meant to? Oh yeah, we're meant to be. We're definitely meant to be. I mean, it's going to take some time. Huh? He has a whole girlfriend. He doesn't even claim what you guys did was a relationship. It's just, yeah. Why are they always fighting women, right? Like, you would think by now, Joe would be at a point where she's ready to just like fully hate on Schwarz for how he treated her and led her on. But no, she's still holding out hope that she's going to get back together with this man. It's the same thing we kind of heard on Rachel Raquel's at the reunion, on her first interview with Bethany Frankel, and now she's singing a different tune because she woke up. She woke up. She woke up. But oh, goodness, yeah, she is sloppy yelling Joe gone rogue. Joe gone rogue. Jessica says, I have ADHD among many other learning differences, as they call it, and went to a special school for almost 10 years for it. She is a disgrace for ADHD people. Laughing my ass off. Can we kick her out of the ADHD club? I mean, if she keeps, I feel like she's weaponizing her ADHD. She brought it forward. And it's hard enough for like women. A lot of times, you know, if you are diagnosed as a kid, they don't have, you know, treatment wise and things, because the symptoms and the way it manifests in young girls is different than boys. And they've done so much research for young boys, and they don't have a lot of research for young girls, or, you know, adult women or people of color. So I think they're starting to get better at that, but they definitely haven't historically. So it's already difficult for us. And then she just brings it right to the forefront and is like, I have ADHD. They're teasing my ADHD. Okay, if someone doesn't like me or how I behave on YouTube or what I say or my comedy, I don't say, oh, they must not like people with ADHD. Like, I feel like so she's got the Tom and Tom mentality of weaponizing mental health so that she doesn't have to be held accountable, or she doesn't have to face any kind of public judgment when you are on a television show. So I think it just comes off really gross that she's doing this and then still carrying on this way, you know? So yeah, the ADHD struggle is real, and we definitely don't need wannabe reality stars to be out there trying to not have to live with the consequences of their actions or how they have behaved in their friendships, and just throw that out there so that they can use it as an excuse. I just think that's really dirty, you know. Oh, okay, let's keep her friend in the back. You guys, her friend in the back is, you can tell she's like, she co-signed some of it because she's trying to be a good friend, but you can tell she's like, oh girl, that you hit the Tito's too hard. You hit the squirt. Because when Joe went to her Instagram stories after this live, Instagram live, she was showing where they filmed, and there was squirt and some bottle, some kind of alcohol. And I was like, girl. Oh my God. Thank you so much, Colleen. Saying I look good in pink tones. I just realized you were live. Hi, Lindsay. I'm so happy you realized it. RPN photo says Schwarz is over egging the pudding with his love for the new child bride. Oh God. Can he get someone? That's gross. I mean, he could be her daddy, like for real. For real. Katie says, yes, Joleen, we adult women with ADHD are victimized by this terrible diagnosis as an excuse of inexcusable bad behavior. I mean, I'm just so tired of Joe. Like, this is how you're behaving. You can't just throw out like, oh my God, they're bullying me because I have ADHD. What? No, we're reacting to all this stuff. All right, we're going to watch a little bit replay because it's crazy.
Good at having sex. I don't know why Katie didn't like his dick. He was great. Oh God. Why did Kyle Chan say you're a liar? Don't know. No clue. Did you hear Kyle? No, I did not. You're perfect for Tom. Yeah, probably. No, I think Katie actually literally has kind of gotten to a place where she's like, oh, Joe isn't the bad person. Or like, like at the reunion, it was like, she apologized. It was like the sweetest thing, but I'm not friends with her. I'm just saying that like, Schwarz, one big thing happened that made him. We don't know what that one big thing was. We don't know, but I'm also going to let you guys all in on a little secret. Let him go. Let him date. Let him be. I don't want to be, we're broken up. It is what it is. Do you think Schwarz is my other half? Yes, I do. But I think it's going to take some time. Yeah, you have said that for a long time. Yeah, I have. And I think that him and I are just kind of like a... Well, it's like in due time. In due time.
I'm sorry. I've been fucked up a lot in my life, and now as a sober, this chick's fucked up. Like she's drunk. She's doing something. She's partying. She's living the LA life. It's too much. You're hitting the sauce too hard, baby girl. Calm it down. You know, we're 35 now. We might have to calm it down if we're acting like this on Instagram Live when we're talking about these kind of things and we're still bringing Katie up. And her friend's like, yeah, you did mention that a lot of times in the past. And Joe's like, you guys have to leave Schwarz. Us? You're the one stalking him, lady. It ain't us. He's going on Vile Files. He's telling us about his new girlfriend. He's Access Hollywood. He's literally on a television show we're watching that we have an opinion on. We're not trying to date him or say we're his, you know, soulmates. We're literally just watching and reacting to what they put out on the internet. That's it. It's not like I'm not going to his social media and going, no. We're just here on our little channels in our little groups talking about it because that's how you guys make money. I mean, you're clinging. We're not clinging. We're not. And in the next she says, oh, but yeah, are we soulmates? Yeah, probably. Yeah, we're soulmates. It's going to take some time. But you guys, she's pulling the Lala. Like there's something wrong with us. Like we're rewriting history. No, we're watching what you're doing. And then it's forever immortalized on television and social media, what you're saying. And we're just reacting to that. This is a you problem, not a us problem. I never wanted to bang him. I've even met him and I didn't want to bang him. So even my mom didn't want to bang him. And she likes herself a young, no, she's married, you guys. Be good. Shout out to Nana, you know. It's a mess. Are
you and Katie good now? We've never, Katie and I have never been friends or anything. I have nothing against Katie. I literally, like, and you know this, like, she was duped just the same way as, you know, I was. So, like, sure. We do not need to hate on Katie. Everyone chill out. Yeah. Would you ever be friends?
Okay. Let's slow it down, Joe. We're not hating on Katie. You are. We're showing Katie all the love. This is Katie's best season yet. We want justice for Katie as you're texting her, Justin Bieber loves you. And then texting her, can I give Schwarz a haircut? And then banging him and moving in with him. So I'm sorry. Leave Katie alone. You leave Katie alone. You won't shut up about your negative words about her. And then you and your friend want to talk about how you now feel like you're in the same situation as Katie because you've both been victims of Schwarz. Baby girl, you saw their relationship because you were around that group for a long time, being a very good friends with Kristen Doty and acquaintances with Katie, Ariana, all of them. Going over for Friendsgiving, being at their parties, doing their hair. You knew things. You were privy to things. So you knew this is how Schwarz moves. So now you want all the empathy, which it seems Katie is giving you, according to you in the reunion. But yet here you sit telling us we need to leave Katie alone. I'm sorry, what? This girl is, it's like Jekyll and Hyde. What does she say? You guys need to leave Katie alone. We love Katie. I don't know. You clearly don't. You've clearly been doing some Joe foolery around the whole Katie situation. Not us, the fans. You were hating on Katie. You've been hating on Katie. We've been like, no, justice for Katie. Katie's living her best life. And I love how these other women, being like Rachel and Joe, they all of a sudden, when they're treated the exact same way that the Toms treated their wives and girlfriends, being Katie and Ariana, they want empathy. But remember Joe, when Katie was having these feelings about how Schwarz was, disrespecting her even after when she asked not to date in the friend group. And Joe was like, she needs to get over it. You need to move on. Well, Joe, you've been with him for like a millisecond compared to how long Katie was with him. Katie was his family. That was his wife. And you can't get over him. So maybe you should move on. How do you not see this? It's baffling. And she's just like, and she's, got all the arm movement and the hands going to tell us, you want to school us? But we didn't come in and text Katie, so sorry about your divorce. I love you. Justin Bieber loves you. And then go move in with Schwarz and have sex with them and hate on her. We didn't do that. That was you, girl. Projection. Let's listen one more time.
It was like the sweetest thing, but I'm not friends with her. I'm just saying that, like, Schwarz, one big thing happened that made him. We don't know what that one big thing was. We don't know, but I'm also going to let you guys all in on a little secret. Let him go. Let him date. Let him be. I don't want to be, like, we're broken up. It is what it is. Do you think Schwarz is my other half? Yes, I do. But I think it's going to take some time. Yeah, you have said that for a long time. Yeah, I have. And I think that him and I are just kind of like well, it's like in due time. In due time.
Her friend is killing me. In due time. It'll be in due time. Christina! You guys, I've invited Christina to come on the channel. I just have to hit her back with a date. So shout out to Christina Coca. Go sub to her. Show her all the love. You guys probably already follow her on the Instagram and the TikTok. She makes amazing content. And we love her and support women content creators on here. And now she has a YouTube channel. I don't know how long Christina has had a YouTube channel, but it's pretty amazing. So go sub up, show her the love. Feel free to drop your link to your channel in the description, or if one of my mods want to grab it. But yeah, she's hilarious. She's researched. She's not letting Lala get away with these Vanderpump people. They want to like gaslight us. They want to say, the fans are changing the narrative. Lauren from Utah. No, Lauren. You're not going to get away with that, Lauren. So shout out to Christina. Sav Mock, thank you so much for the super sticker. I appreciate you. Appreciate you very much. So there's Joe and her little friend. They're cracking me up. These girls are cracking me up. I wish I had this whole live. Christina, are you going to cover this whole live? Because I wasn't able to get it. I just got some stuff off Reddit. But from just the clips I have, it's freaking hilarious.
Are you and Katie good now? We've never, Katie and I have never been friends or anything. I have nothing against Katie. I literally, and you know this, she was duped just the same way as, I was. So, we do not need to hate on.
You were no, you don't get to put your duping in the same situation as Katie's. Katie was married to the man. The man was messy all those years. I have some sympathy for you because Schwarz is a dirty dog, but you saw it coming, girl. You were studying the group. You were doing everybody's hair. You know who gets the most information? The hair people, the makeup people. Stop lying.
Katie, everyone chill out. Yeah. Would you ever be friends with Kristen again? No. Hard no. No, thank you. No, I don't think I'm ever going to get back together. Maybe in the future, but I'm not really sure. I have met Sophia. She was so sweet. We did a handshake, and it was hi, nice to meet you. And then she seems great.
Sophia, wherever you are, lock your doors. Okay, allegedly. Everything's alleged, okay? Did you see how she was like, I have met Sophia. She was great. I touched her. I smelled her. I took part of her blood. Oh, negative. Very rare, allegedly. So, yeah. Be careful, Sophia. You are young. You are young. Yeah. And the Kristen thing, I want to know more about. I got to be better about listening to Kristen's podcast because I want Kristen Doty needs to just spill. I know she has said things and alluded to things about Joe, but what happened? What's going on with this girl? How did they fall out? Because from what I've heard from Kristen, it was literally Joe moved in with Tom Sandoval when Kristen was like, I have an extra bedroom. You can move in with me. And Joe's like, no, I can't. I don't want to bang you. So I don't want to live with you. And then pretty much didn't talk to Kristen again. And Kristen's like, well, and also Kristen, has loyalty, I assume, to Katie. But yeah, run, Sophia, run. Lindsay says, Joe knows better. She's too old to be acting this pathetic. It's giving parched and dehydrated. Yes, over this man. And it's honestly sad. It is sad. It's very sad. It's giving under the influence. And believe me, girl, I have been under the influence quite a lot. Tanya says, oh my God, you made me snort. Tanya says, Joe, next on Court TV. Oh my God. Not good. Okay.
Has Kristen? No, Kristen has not apologized, and you know that. Ugh. Wait, 1 second. I want to show you my Christian. Oh yes, DM me. Katie might be jealous, but like obviously I'm jealous of her eyebrows. So like it's like
I'm sorry, why would Katie be jealous? We're saying now Katie is jealous? Ma'am. I why would Katie be jealous? It is straight middle school. Katie is not jealous. Believe me, dear. Katie's just, it's the no bullshit face. She's not jealous. Okay, she thinks you're spooky. She doesn't like how the way that you moved in the friend group. She thought your energy was off. But how come just because someone reads someone as not maybe a person who would be positive in their life, why do people go, it's because you're jealous? No, maybe she just doesn't like you because you move weird with her friends and her ex-husband. Oh my God. Yes, real girls. Coco Mama support girlies like Joleen and Hall, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, we love all of the, well, I'm partial. I mean, obviously I love Ryan Bailey, but I'm partial to the women creators. I can't help it. I'm very sexist.
she does have good eyes. She's got the best eyebrows. I mean, look at my face. I'm like, you know, I mean, a little bit like, oh wait, do you think Schwarz led you on? Yes, 100%. Joe, are you bi by any chance? I'm not bi. I'm strictly dickly. I love a dick. Is that weird to say that? No. Okay.
This girl, I love a dick. Okay, then go get another one. Then why is it just Schwartz's dick? She should have said, I love a Schwartz dick, because there are so many dicks in the world. I don't know. Someone needs to tell her about all the dicks. There are so many dicks. If you love a dick, but maybe she just gave us the answer. I love a dick, singular. Schwartz's, but his is busy right now. Okay? Cannot connect your call to his dick. It's very busy. You got, okay.
Yeah, no, I'm not. I know. I kind of come off as like a little bit lesbian-like, but no, I don't think
I'm sorry, you guys. This thing cracks me up. I know I come off a little bit lesbian-like, and the lesbians are going, no, thank you. No. Don't try to claim us now. You already ruined the ADHDers. You're not coming in here and ruining this party. We're good. Okay? Oh my God. You can't infiltrate the lesbians like that. The lesbians don't act like this. Okay? No.
I don't like the Grateful Dead. I do like Lala so much. Are you going to do Lala's podcast? I don't think that she's asked me to do it. No, I don't think so. I don't either. Would you do it though? Absolutely. Yeah, she's a sweet girl. She's a sweet girl. What you've told me. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I keep stopping. Which I would. She's a sweet girl. Yeah, from what you've told me before you said she was a bitch. But yeah, she's really sweet. Her and her friend are, it's like the worst episode of Early Kardashians you've ever seen.
I do like Lala so much. Are you going to do Lala's podcast? I don't think that she's asked me to do it. No, I don't think so. I don't either. Would you do it though? Absolutely. Yeah, she's a sweet girl. She's a sweet girl. What you've told me. Yes. And like she was the one that gave me so much grace, and she didn't have to give me grace. So like that was, yeah. I love these earrings too. They're actually from Tom Schwarz. That's kind of crazy. How often do you talk to Schwarz? Right now, not really a lot, because you know, like, what do? You don't want to talk to your ex about, like, no, girlfriend. Yeah, no, like, messy. Yeah, like we want him to go to Coachella and have fun and like enjoy his, like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want him to be like, I don't want him. I don't want to. Well, also they're in the process of a breakup, which exactly. Yeah, and I also like don't want to obviously infiltrate like myself into a relationship that. You know, he's in a new one, so it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna like, you know. Yeah. Do you know his GF? I don't know Schwartz's GF. I don't know him. I don't know her. I don't. I think that she was a fan of the show. That's what I was told.
Joe, you are just as dirty as whatever you claim. People who question you or have opinions of you, you are dirtier. This like low-key shade you keep throwing, this like under very, oh, she's such a Wisconsin, being a Minnesota girl. I get what she's doing with the passive aggressive, just the, oh yeah, I mean, she's great, I love her. But I heard she was a fan of the show. She's just a big groupie slut, but I mean, she's great, she's so good. But yeah, someone told me that. I think that person was probably me. I probably said that and made that up. You're just making up rumors about Schwartz's new girlfriend who's 23 or 35. It's not good. It's not good, girl. It's not a good look. And you're like, I just wanted to go to Coachella. It's almost like she's that girl that's like, go get it out of your system. I'll be here waiting. I'll be waiting for a Schwarz like you. I mean, did you guys catch that? The shade? She's dirty. So when everyone's like, I feel so bad for Joe, Joe knows what she's doing. We know Dirty Joe. And we call her Dirty Joe because it's like the Dirty John. Once we found out, Joe went to really good private colleges, one in Minnesota, one in Wisconsin. She is no dummy. Joe is playing. You cannot convince me this girl is not playing it up. Now, she might have some clinger tendencies and all that stuff, but she's not dumb. She's not this. She knows what she's doing. She's being dirty. She is just moving very spooky, like Katie says, and doing what she thinks she needs to do and who she needs to be in that moment to survive or get what she wants. Like, I know that sounds a little out there, but look at how this lady's moving. Look at, yes, Christina. Yes, Kaylee Joe Wenberg. This is Kaylee Joe coming out. Joe is like, oh, let me cut your bangs. But Kaylee, this is Kaylee. That's Kaylee coming out. Oh, Kaylee, let's hear that one more time, Kaylee, for the people in the back.
Do you know his GF? I don't know Schwartz's GF. I don't know him. I don't know her. I don't. I think.
Not only that she misgenders, I don't know him. I mean, her. And I think that's just because she's drunk, but.
Do you know his GF? I don't know Schwartz's GF. I don't know him. I don't know her. I don't. I think that she was a fan of the show. That's what I was told. But he seems happy. So like, let's go. You know what I mean? And that's all you care about. That's all I care about is Schwartz's happiness. Did I suck off Schwarz? Okay, well, they were in a.
That's my favorite part. Also, I'm kind of obsessed with her friend. Her friend's beautiful, and she's just like very Kardashian. She's like, yeah, I mean, probably, yeah, we need a salad to shake. Like, if she was shaking a salad, I would literally think she was family. I would really think she was family. But my God. Oh, you're a precious. Thank you. Yeah, Katie had her number, and she knows it. Welcome to your first live, Johnny. Yes, I'm so happy that you guys like my impromptu late night live. But look at Joe. Oh, Joe. Oh, Kaylee Joe Wenberg. We see you. Tanya says yes. New merch. Suck off Schwartz tea. Buying one now. I got to make a bracelet. And my bracelet will have to say, suck off Schwartz or something like, did I suck him off? Of course I sucked him off. Who says that? That is, I mean, okay. Oh, there's some bangers. I need to take some of the sound bites in here and add them to my current sound bites because we got to get into Rachel next, you guys.
Thanks a lot, Rachel. Thanks a lot.
Thanks a lot, Rachel. Thanks a lot.
The rumors and nastiness about her? Well, let you do that. Do you know what? You want me to go there with her husband?
You want her to go there with husbands? She'll go there with husbands. And I'm just saying, Sophia, one last warning before we get into Rachel Raquel. Lock your doors. Lock your doors. Sophia, be careful. Little sweet Sophia, be careful, please. Please, God. So you're going to have this lady knocking at your door.
I've got some little words of wisdom I want to share on this Monday. You cannot destroy me. Ask my enemies. I'm protected by the highest God. Wakey, wakey.
I swear that lady, the more I play that clip, I'm like, that is Joe. That's Kaylee Jo Wenberg down the line. Wakey, wakey. Even the big earrings. And you guys, did you catch that she said Schwarz bought her those earrings? So these earrings that she wears all the time. I mean, girl, you're still obsessed. You're still obsessed. Okay, let's get into the Rachel Raquel of it all. Yes, please. Thank you so much, Amy. Hit that like if you guys haven't already and subscribe. Okay. Let's get to Rachel. Okay, so Rachel went rogue. She's been going rogue very frequently. 2 days ago, she went rogue for chapter 20 of Rogue Reactions, and we're going to listen to it. We're going to speed it up because we have to. Otherwise, it's difficult. So we'll start at 125, and if you guys want it faster, let me know. I don't know who the lady is, Christina. I just found that clip, and I don't even know where I found it. Probably on Reddit, and I was obsessed with her. Wakey, wakey. It's Senior Joe. It's Senior Sharni. It is Joe in the home. Okay, that is Joe. That is Joe. Thank you so much, Nicole Larson, for the super sticker. That was very sweet and generous of you. I appreciate that. Good to see you here. Okay. Let's get into Rachel going rogue. So let's read the description of this episode. So this is Rachel's podcast. Obviously, I'm not a hater. You can pick up, listen to this podcast, iHeartRadio, everywhere you listen to podcasts, iTunes, all the things, or whatever, Apple Podcast, whatever it's called. You guys know what I'm talking about. Chapter 20, Rogue Reactions. Once again, Rachel becomes a hot storyline on VPR as the cast reacts to Rachel's interview with Bethany Frankel. Only Rachel can give you, all caps, the full story. While her former castmates and alleged friends had all kinds of tears and anger, Rachel is addressing the falsehoods in this narrative. Rachel's responding, and she's coming with receipts. Okay, Rachel, let's see. Thank you, Johnny. That's so sweet of you. Johnny Copthorne, thank you for the super sticker. Okay.
My behavior was that past episode of Rachel Goes Rogue. This is your host, Rachel Savannah Levis, and today we are responding to episode 12 of Vanderpump Rules. It seems like this whole episode is a response to the Bethany Frankel interview I did back in August. Woo, and the cast has many opinions on it. The thing that I don't appreciate is the cast picking and choosing what I said, taking it out of context and spinning it to make it seem like I'm this horrible person, which I did a horrible thing. My behavior was that, but it just seems like their response to my podcast was a little extreme. And I'm trying not to get wrapped up in it because when I was watching this and prepping these side-by-side videos that I posted on my Instagram, it really took me into this vortex tunnel that I don't like to be in. This show is not healthy for me, and
you guys, it took her into a Battlestar Galactica Stargate wormhole of accountability. It was really bad.
Like, targets my insecurities, and I don't like it. I don't love being in an emotional state of feeling like I need to defend myself. And I felt like this episode was an attack on my character. If I don't defend myself, then people are just going to consume that and assume that that's actually what I said. And it's not. I'm not going to let them rewrite my narrative. What they're saying is not true. And we're here to dispute that today. What I would like to do is, with my producers, read some of the quotes, what the cast claims I said versus what I actually said on the Bethany Frankel interview. The first one is Sheena talking to Ariana and Lala.
Oh, we got our first Lala. Sheena talking to Ariana and Lala. Thank you, Pamela B, for the super chat. Pamela B says, show me the receipts, Rachel. Yes, Rachel, come with those receipts. So she doesn't like them talking about her. Again, on a podcast that she willingly did with Bethany Frankel to get her story out, they have a reaction to that story. She doesn't like it.
She says that they were just acquaintances at best. This is in reference to my friendship with Ariana. What I actually said was, Ariana and I were not best friends. We were...
Did you guys catch the edit there? So whatever she originally said, it was definitely edited to then have her plug in something later. So maybe the producers at iHeart were like, we don't like that answer. It's like Ariana and I were not friends, like Lala, and I didn't barely know her. I mean, I slept in her bed, yeah, and I had sex with Tom Sandoval in every room of her house while she was mourning the deaths of loved ones, yeah. And I went to Coachella with her and rode her boyfriend's shoulders, among other things, yeah. But not like Lala was friends with her. I didn't really know her. I knew the code to her house. I knew the last four of her social, but I didn't really know her. Okay, Rachel.
Says that they were just acquaintances at best. This is in reference to my friendship with Ariana. What I actually said was Ariana and I were not best friends. We were acquaintances who became friends through the show. She's always been somebody who's been very sweet to me. She would stand up for me and encourage me to pursue whatever I was pursuing. And that was all great. But we never had like a deep conversation.
I love you guys. I love, and please, Christina, you might have to. I'm so sorry. You might have to do that. Because clearly she's not getting it. I love how she's like, I mean, yeah, was Ariana like really nice to me? Yeah. Did she encourage me to like be who I could be in the army? Yeah. Did she stick up for me against the other girls when they called me stupid? Yeah. Did she come to my pageants and cheer for me with her boyfriend, who at the time I was having sex with and she didn't know, and cheer for me as I pretended for my talent to ride a surfboard on the stage where there's no water? Yeah. You know, did she hold me at night while I cried? Not like Lala while we were camping for my birthday and give me vintage sunglasses? Yeah. But it's not like we were that good a friend. What is a good friend then? It sounds like she supported you, kind to you, brought you into the group, stuck up for you, had your back, encouraged you. If anything, she was more than a best friend, or I know they use best friend like very loosely on Vanderpump, very liberally, but she was more than that. She was like a big sister to you. And I mean that's even dirtier, what you did to her. So the fact that Rachel keeps trying to downplay this relationship, for what? You clearly were close and you clearly betrayed her. Like, just own it at this point. It's ridiculous.
That I would have with a best friend. Okay, so I was explaining the purpose of saying we were acquaintances that became friends through the show was to demonstrate that the narrative that was being put out there that Ariana and I were best friends is false. And I still stand by that. Yes, Ariana and I, we hung out in group settings, but I stand by what I said. We didn't have those in-depth conversations. And I acknowledge what I did was messed up. I get it. Like, I get any level of friendship. It's still messed up. I understand. But production chose to run with the narrative that Ariana and I were best friends. And that's not the case. The next one is Ariana talking to Sheena and Rachel.
Okay, again, it's very similar to how I feel about her suing Ariana. What are you doing? You're making things worse for yourself and also for Ariana at this point. You're just putting like salt in the wound to be like, we weren't best friends. No, it appears from how you described it, you were better than friends. It was almost like family. Like, she took you under her wing like a big sister, and she really had your back and your best intentions. And I don't know, I thought it was a pretty intimate conversation when you were having sex with her boyfriend and she didn't know, and you were talking to her about her sex life. I mean, when you have girlfriends, talking about your sex life with your girlfriends is one of those intimate conversations that you only have with pretty good friends. I know I don't go up to my acquaintances and go, yeah, so me and my husband banged. Like my acquaintances don't hear about my sex life. Thank you, RPN Photo, for the super chat. You fave. You. So, I mean, yeah, disgusting. She said, forever friend, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, Sharni, no, not the forever friend. Yeah, she'd say that about her parents, too, you guys are saying. iRule says, I was going to call you E-Rule. iRule says, so when she asked Ariana, yes, about her sex life and confidence, that wasn't a deep convo. That's like one of those deep girlfriend combos. Yeah. Yes, Christina Koga. Yes, that intimacy convo was so evil. It was straight evil. It was straight from the depths of the dark black soul that is Tom Sandoval.
Okay, Ariana says, Rachel and I spent a ton of time together. Although I wasn't hanging out with Ariana off camera to begin with, I did start hanging out with her in a group setting because Tom would always invite me out. So it did seem like we were close friends from the outside looking in. But in those situations, I was hanging out with Tom more than I was hanging out with her. So
did you ever spend time with Ariana off camera and away from the show?
No, not just us together. No.
Never.
Okay, well, I don't really believe that. And, but what does that have to do with anything? Like, this just seems like such a weird point to bring up. You guys still did things when you weren't filming. You still hung out, you still went to Coachella, you still did these things. All the concerts, all the mushroom-induced concerts, all the Molly shows you guys went to. Like, I don't know what the name of those concerts are. Like, I Love the Universe music, Rock's Crop Top Music Festival. Like, you guys were all there. You know, it just, okay. All right, here we go.
Tom was the one inviting me out and
I wonder why.
Telling me like it's all good. He would get me in a mental headspace where I felt more comfortable hanging out with her in a group setting. But even then, I wasn't that comfortable because I was drinking so much alcohol. And I know this may sound like excuses to some of you guys, but I was not physically comfortable hanging out with her. And I did distance myself quite a bit. And Tom told me that she noticed.
So now we're like a year later and they're rehashing this.
Yeah, you distanced yourself, not because you weren't friends, because you felt guilty as fuck, probably. Somewhere in you, there was actual guilt. Now, Tom Sandoval, I don't think he's capable of feeling sorry or having guilt because he's always the victim. I don't even want to say that. No. I lean toward there's hope for Rachel because she's 28 and all these things. And I wish I knew how to turn off the notifications on my husband's computer. I apologize if there's like beeping going on. The dinging, if you will. But once she sued Ariana in that revenge porn, all bets were off. I feel like any progress she thought she made, she didn't, because for some reason, her and Joe, they harbor more resentment towards Katie and Ariana than they do for the guys that actually fucked them over and used them and then just disposed of them when they were done with them for what they would probably consider like a better model. But yet they still want to have so much hatred towards the other woman. And that just shows like their own like internalized misogyny, like gross stuff going on that they have to work on themselves. Yes. You didn't hang out because, yeah, Susie, exactly. Guilt and jealousy. So you probably didn't want to hang out with her because part of you was probably mad too. Like, he won't break up with her. And I should be his. He should be mine. We should be together. You know? Gosh. Thank you, Laura. Laura says, oh my God, I'm so happy I'm catching this live. I go a week. Oh, did you go a week without it? Oh, no.
How does it make you feel now? Like a year has passed.
I feel like I've done so much personal growth, and the way that the show is talking about me, it's like attempting to keep me confined in a box labeled homewrecker or like shame on you or, you know, this is a bad person. And I've done everything in my power to change my behavior. So it's like a weird time capsule re-experiencing all of this with a little bit more context, getting the cast reactions to it. It's bizarre because it's very easy to get sucked back into that headspace that's not healthy.
Can you talk a little bit more about that? When you put the episode out, what did you expect the cast reactions to be like?
So I wasn't sure if the show was still filming. I thought maybe by August they would have wrapped filming, but I guess it makes sense that the cast would have a reaction.
When you put it out, what was going through your head?
I really wanted to take accountability for my actions. I wanted to demonstrate that I've reflected on
how my behavior had impacted the people around me. And I also wanted to hold the show accountable for the messed up situation. You know, yes, I chose to put myself in hot water, but the way that the network capitalized off of it and didn't want to protect me at all. And yeah, that.
How were they supposed to protect her? I still don't understand that, because I could understand if this was a narrative, if this was a situation where production was like, you need to do this. This will get you further in the show. You need to go with Tom Sandoval. And if they were, you know, pushing her toward this way, but it seems like that wasn't the case at all. It was her and Tom just being horny toads, getting it on with each other. And production was like, I think we know what's going on here. Ultimately, but I don't understand, what were they supposed to do to protect you when you're on a reality show and you're cheating with one of your closest friends on the reality show's significant other, when there's cameras filming your life? What are they supposed to do? And, you know, Rachel keeps wanting to rewrite what her coming back to the show and saying, for my mental health, I didn't. But I do remember many reports coming out saying that she actually asked for more money, which, okay, girl, get your money. And then also I think like a production deal with them, which I think Sandoval allegedly got. So she didn't get what she wanted. So that's why she didn't go back to the show. It didn't have anything to do with the way they treated her, or it had to do with money, I thought. But how are they supposed to, how can anyone protect you from an affair you and Tom started? How are they supposed to protect you? Yeah, she said, thank you, Christina. She said that to Bethany herself. She wanted to be paid as Ariana and Tom, which, okay, fine. But don't then come back and rewrite it and say, but I just didn't come back because for my mental health and Lala was going to be there and I didn't want to do that, you know, because I'm pretty sure she wanted a development deal, I think, and more money. So that was, I mean, she might not have mentioned that. I don't remember if she mentioned that on Bethany's, but she did mention more money. And there was other talk about this development deal, you know, so that they were like, no, we're not doing that.
That was super hurtful. So I wanted to call that out. And Bethany seemed like her values were in alignment with mine. And I wasn't really so much thinking about, how is the cast going to react? Because I already had fractured friendships with all of them. It was kind of like a done deal. But I will say at that time, I was still protecting Tom. And I chose not to throw him under the bus because I still had those feelings for him, where I didn't want to, quote unquote, betray him, even though he betrayed me first. So I wasn't very hard on him. And I definitely didn't talk about him the way I talk about him now. So there's been more processing that I've been able to do.
Did you expect the cast reactions to be on this season?
No, it was kind of like, whoa, this is an intense episode right now. I was not
why wouldn't you expect the cast reactions to? You knew this interview was going to be huge. This was like your first interview. And of course it's going to be huge. And Christina, great point. Yes, then she wanted Bravo to pay for her very expensive treatment for a situation she willingly entered into without production's knowledge. I mean, you really cannot make it make sense. She's trying to just change everything about it. But it all came down to the almighty dollar and money. You know, if she really wanted to be like mentally away from this and healthy, she would just let go and let Vanderpump. She would live her life. She wouldn't be doing this kind of thing. I feel like you've gotten your word out there. Unfortunately, I don't think you're going to change a lot of minds, especially now having differing stories and stuff. It's one of those things that you keep telling us you changed, you did this or that, but I mean, it appeared you did a little more than Tom Sandoval because he just went on tour with a karaoke band and he can't sing. But girl, it's a lot. It's a lot.
And so watching their reactions back now, are they kind of in alignment with what you would expect from them, or did some surprise you?
It's a good question. I feel like they demonstrate their character consistently. Sheena coming to mind, how she reacted, like with a lot of anger. But I certainly didn't expect to be talked about to the level of it being this topic of this entire episode. Speaking of Sheena, the next quote that I would like to pull from the episode is Sheena talking to Ariana and Lala, saying, she said I had some savior complex and that our friendship was equally beneficial as far as I helped her, she helped me. And then she was like, I paid rent, I paid the bills. I'm like, bitch, you contributed $1,000 to my $4,300 rent. You didn't pay for parking. You didn't pay for cable. You didn't even stock toilet paper. And you had sex in my bed. What I actually said was, so Sheena was one of my best friends.
Again, the weird cut and the weird edit I'm noticing. So it goes from her like, and then, and the sex in my bed, and to cuts to a very clear. I'm just going to rewind 15 seconds. So I understand they're like helping her in editing and stuff, but what was the rough draft she sent into iHeart?
$100 rent. You didn't pay for parking. You didn't pay for cable. You didn't even stock toilet paper. And you had sex in my bed. What I actually said was, so Sheena was one of
what
my...
I actually said was, did they just send her like setups for her to say? And then they were going to record her answers. I don't know. It just seems weird. What I actually said was, and then it completely audio difference. Sheena said, very strange. Justine King, thank you for the comment, said spot on. She distanced herself because she was jealous. When she was probing about Ariana's sex life, she was getting impatient. Yes, and couldn't hide her anger that Ariana still wanted to be with him. She thought, oh my God, they're going to be done. He's definitely going to pick me. He's going to break up. But he didn't.
Friends. She offered her apartment to me to stay in while I was figuring out my next moves after breaking up with James. She kept this apartment in LA, but wasn't living in it because she was living down in San Diego. But she started creating this narrative that she was the sister I never had and the mother, like a mother to me, and that she gave me a place to live when nobody else would, put me up anywhere. And that I didn't pay rent, which is not true. I did pay rent. And I also cat sat for her cat who was pumped with mercury for a treatment. She couldn't be near.
Justice for this damn cat that keeps getting dragged, and its whole like medical history keeps getting put out there. I mean, did the cat consent to this? Let's talk about consent here, about this mercury cat. And why was this cat pumped with mercury? And what's going on with mercury cat? What happened? And Sheena couldn't be around it because Sheena was pregnant, but I have never heard, and I have a cat, producer Tilly, she's right over there. Maybe I've just been lucky that I haven't had to have a cat pumped with mercury, but what's going on with the mercury in the cat? I'm more interested in that than any of this.
The cat, because she was breastfeeding for her daughter. And I also did her podcasts. And she said the one podcast that I did with her talking about my breakup with James was the #1 most listened to podcast. So I know that it's just unfortunate that she's trying to create this narrative that I've taken advantage of her when I feel like I did contribute in a way that would really...
You're saying it was a quid pro quo. It was a mutually beneficial relationship within a television show, which is all murky anyway.
Right. Sheena's going tit for tat, and she offered her apartment for me to stay in a time that I was struggling with a heartbreak, and I wasn't sure if I was going to go back to...
Girl, how much do you make? I mean, I lived in LA long enough. Yes, rent's expensive. I lived in WeHo, but you couldn't just rent yourself a little studio. I mean, you were making money on a TV show and your pageants, I assume. You had some maybe brand deals. I saw you modeling bikinis. Were you just doing it for product? I mean, were you making bad business deals? Why did you have to stay in Sheena's? I understand that you were watching the cat. That's great. But it seemed to last a long time.
The show, or if I was going to go back to school and get my master's. And she was like, you're helping me out by just paying $1,000 because I'm not living in this apartment.
$1,000 to sublet the entire place? That is like nothing. That's crazy.
Brock and I are staying in San Diego, and this helps me out so I have a place to stay in LA when I come back. And she was like, take the master bedroom when Brock and I are gone. The way she's like, oh, and she had sex in my bed. Like, Yeah, you knew that. Like, you were encouraging me. You were setting me up with different guys to go on dates with. And she encouraged me to talk about my sex life on her podcast.
She basically is like, yeah, Sheena, you were my pimp. You did it. Okay. P-I-M-P-ology. But logically, seriously, what? I'm sorry. I have stayed at my friends. I've house sat. You don't have sex in their bed. Take it to the guest room. Get those sheets dirty. If my friends are staying at my house, I say, yes, sleep in my bed for sure. Sleep. Not jizz, not semen. Sleepy. No semen. Sleepy. No semen with randos or the person you're with. Okay? My husband and I, when we were dating, we would house sit. We had like more responsible older friends who like owned homes at the time and we didn't. And we would cat sit for them. And we weren't like, oh yeah, let's get it on in their bed. Like, no semen, sleepy, melatonin.
That we filmed on her bed. So now you have a problem with it? There's incongruence with what she's saying and what her expectations were of me as a roommate. Now we move into
the expectation, you're paying $1,000. $1,000 is not enough for you and your partners to get butt naked in my bed. Okay. My bed is a sacred place. I love it very much. And I don't want any of your juices, looses on my bed. So no, $1,000 does not get you the main bedroom and sex in the bed. I don't know. Maybe I'm old. Am I old? Let me know, you guys. And buy your own toilet paper. And what is it with Sheena? Maybe Sheena and Tom Sandy Butt are a little, more alike than not, because they keep talking about she didn't stock the toilet paper. She didn't stock the paper towels, the batteries, all the stuff. So, but really, Tom complains about it, but it's like, bro, you're in a house with your life partner, your significant other. Go buy the toilet paper yourself. But Raquel, how are you gonna wipe if you're the only one living there? Did you expect your gentleman callers to bring over your like BYOTP? I don't know. This is weird. This is weird.
Allie says that she was just upset after your breakup. She wasn't over you. She never actually loved Tom, which is funny because that's not what she was saying last summer. And then it like flashes back to me telling Andy Cohen that I was in love with Tom at the reunion. And this is what I actually said.
Were you what you believed to be in love with Tom?
I believed I was in love with Tom at the time. I now look back on it and see that I was not in love with him. I also don't believe that he truly was in love with me either.
Looking back on your relationship with Tom today, do you think that what you had was love?
I think there was a part of me that was in love with him, but true love is not somebody calling you selfish for you like taking care of your basic needs. And I don't think Tom really loved me. I don't know. What's love anyway? Like, it was definitely intense. It was definitely infatuation. It was manipulative. It was
an affair. That's how affairs are. It's not love, bro.
Secretive. It was toxic in that way because there was secrets. It was not healthy. And because of all of those things, I don't think that that's actually love. I thought I was in love with Tom at that time. I really did. And it took me a long time to get over him and choose to not contact him again. I thought there was a future for us. It was infatuation, but I thought maybe it could develop into real love, like a selfless type of love. But it wasn't that at all. And I feel like the foundations of how a relationship starts is super important. I don't think it would have worked out. It wouldn't have.
Wow, very profound. Of course, it's not gonna work out. Oh my God. Justine says, someone at iHeart clearly wrote that sentence. Rachel doesn't know what congruence means. I mean, she's trying, you guys. She's trying. But Lala can use words all the time that don't make sense. And nobody says anything about love. Yeah. You think it wasn't love when he's literally has you on the side and hiding you and he's still with his girlfriend the whole time? You think? I don't know. I mean, it seemed pretty Shakespearean to me. But yeah, Barbara, I don't know. And also, I always come back thinking, how many times do you think Rachel and Tom Sandoval defiled Sheena and Brock's Australian, New Zealand sheets? Brock's like, hey, Sheena, me, remember this stain being there, do you? And Sheena's like, what are you talking about, Brock? Seriously, I'm counting things. What are you doing? Nee, there's a stain here. Is Rachel here? There's a stain. It's lots of little dribbles on the sheets. Nee, it's weird. Okay, just gonna wash them. You know, Brock's like, I'm gonna go put my heels on, take it to the washer. Yes. Yeah, Rachel, it was not love. Okay, let's get past the commercials here.
Nor is it fair. The
Okay. Boom. Boom, 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 boom. The music is like 80s. Ding, 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 ding.
Were there any signs to you before you went actually into the facility? Were you
went to college?
Like, what were you grappling with before you went in?
The main issue, the main source of our arguments were he needs to break up with Ariana publicly because it's not fair to me, nor is it fair to Ariana. And he would say that I was holding that over his head and he's actively breaking up with her. And he is.
I love that. Okay. Women watching this, everyone out there, if any man ever says he's actively breaking up with someone, that's not how breaking up works. You just break up. Hi, it's not working out. I'm so sorry. Yeah, I don't deserve you. I'm a butthole. Also, I'm cheating. Bye. Tom Sandoval has created this new breakup procedure that has never existed in the history of time, nor should it, where it's a process, but in that process, you can put your wiener in other people. That is not the process. Okay. You come forward and you say, hi, this is not working out for me, or whatever you want to say, write a better script, maybe do it through, you could do it through a rap. You could do it through poetry. You could bring your mom and have her say it if you're too nervous. I mean, people like Tom, I feel like he would do that while taking more from her retirement, allegedly. But there shouldn't be a process. It's just you break up. So
taking all the right steps to do that in an amicable way. My God, this guy's delusion. And our biggest argument is when I saw someone else, like I was seeing someone before Tom and I got involved. And this was the person that I was talking about on Sheena's podcast. He hit me up and we hung out and I told Tom about it. And he called me a sociopath. And I said that that's not fair because I want to be exclusive with you. But since you're not exclusive to me, hence being in a public relationship, that's not fair to me.
But Rachel, that's what Tom does. He villainizes the woman no matter what. That's what he does. Of course, you're a sociopath. He's a sociopath. But I love how granted, who knows what we can believe from either of these two because they've proven themselves to be liars. But I do believe that Tom called her a sociopath because that is something that Tom would do. Tom has spent seasons now trying to paint Ariana as a villain. Despite him being the one who was victimizing Ariana, despite him being the one who was like cheating and actively trying to get people to hate her and her friends to hate her and people to think she's evil and awful and she was some kind of like abusive woman he just couldn't leave, and then outing mental health things about her that weren't necessarily true. So it makes sense that this is what Tom Sandoval does. So you shouldn't be surprised. You probably, heard him say that quite a bit. Ariana's crazy. She's mean. She's a bitch. She doesn't stock paper dolls. She gets more, she has more talent than me. Stupid bitch. She's more literate than me. She doesn't use like as a comma. God, I hate her. It's not fair. You probably heard that. So the fact that these women, same with Joe, that they're now surprised that the Toms are Tomming. This is what Toms do. I mean, and if you were fans of the show, Joe, like you say Sophia was, people say Rachel Raquel was, you definitely were because, you were friends with the cast and then ended up going on the show at 35 years old. I mean, you should have kind of expected this. I don't know.
Like, I'm in my 20s. I'm supposed to be living my life. I'm supposed to be.
That's my favorite thing that she said. I'm in my 20s. I'm living my life. I'm living my life. Girl, you're almost 30. Okay. Yes. The 20s. Yes. but you are dangerously close to the 3-0. I'm living my life. I want to be like doing things, living my life.
He hit me up and we hung out, and I told Tom about it, and he called me a sociopath.
Yeah, Judy.
And I said that that's not fair because I want to be exclusive with you, but since you're not exclusive to me, hence being in a public relationship, that's not fair to me. You know, like I'm in my 20s. I'm supposed to be living my life. I'm supposed to be dating other people. And he really threw me for a loop because then he accused me of being a
Sorry, Sharni, that only applies to Rachel Raquel, not you. You're killing it. I mean, at 28, I was like checking myself into a mental health facility with Rachel Raquel. So if you're not there, you're killing it, Sharni, and you're so young. You're so young.
sociopath.
So now looking at it again in live time, you're reliving it through these episodes, and yet the after show is real time. And he is really claiming, you know, you were the bad guy in this situation and you let him on and he's so hurt and he's the only one that's worked on himself. Like, how does that make you feel?
Gosh, yeah, he's making it seem like he's a victim of me. Both James and Tom made it sound like they were victims of me in this episode. And once again, Tom calling me selfish, which takes me back to the times that he would call me selfish for extending my stay to keep working on myself in the mental health facility. I think it's just ironic because Tom, I don't know what work he's done, but it does not show. It doesn't translate into what he talks about and how he acts.
I wish Rachel would just drag Tom in every episode. I enjoy Rachel Goes Rogue when she's dragging him. When she was saying a couple episodes ago, he is not a good actor. Clearly, that's why his acting career failed. She's like, that's why he cries in the closet and turns to the wall because he's not a good actor. That's the Rachel I'm here for. Okay, I don't want to hear any other version. That's the Rachel version. That's the era she needs to stay in.
Tom goes on to say, Rachel, to Tom Schwarz, I don't understand how she could think that I was anything but somebody who just loved and cared about her. I would do anything for her.
No, he was not somebody who loved and cared about me. He was somebody who was controlling and manipulated the situation to keep me in his grasp. And I know that may sound extreme, but this is the situation. And I'm not trying to victimize myself either. Like, I am taking these active steps to never put myself in that situation again. And I'm able to recognize the red flags so I don't put myself in that situation again. But he wanted to control me. And if I went to work on myself, then he became the victim of me because now his needs aren't being met because I'm not there. This is just lip service right here. I would do anything for her.
I will say in all the conversations that he had with me too, you were trying to better yourself. And this is the part that blows my mind, an inpatient.
Yeah, justice for the ice bath, Rachel. Rachel Raquel, he did the ice bath and he held his face in the water so long that Billy Lee was like, come to my comedy show, April 27th. Oh my God, Tom. So yeah, and the screaming, Rachel, have you screamed into a pillow lately? Yep. So, and the karaoke. Have you karaoke'd your feelings with laptop boner Jason, drummer? Probably not.
Facility to work with counselors 24/7. And he was saying that you were selfish. He was saying that you weren't seeing to his needs. And he was telling me all the time that you had to get out of there. You were being brainwashed. You have to reintegrate into society as quickly as possible and get back to the show. To me, all of those things are controlling and manipulative. And why would anybody think that somebody would choose to go to an inpatient facility for 3 months if they didn't think they needed it?
Well, he tried to talk me out of going multiple times.
Well, let's be honest. I mean, we've seen many a celebrity do that and go to these kind of cushy treatment places, not to discount any work she's done, but we've seen that happen so that they can get out of, DUIs or other consequences and things. So, and then still not get better or want to get sober or want to, improve their mental health. So this wouldn't be the first time we see this sort of thing with celebrities or people in Hollywood.
And well, he successfully talked me out of going the first time, and I chose to go to the reunion. He was telling my parents that this place was going to brainwash me, that it's a cult, that I can't go there. And the reason why he didn't want me to go is because he knew that I would get good therapy. And
if that's true, that is terrifying. But that does sound very on brand for Tom Sandoval, that he would have the gall and just, I mean, he's just so willfully ignorant, but he thinks that he's so smart. So I could see him telling her parents, it's a cult. She's getting into Scientology. They're going to read her theons. I could see him actually saying that.
That it would jeopardize his control over me.
So knowing all of this and seeing his reaction to what you said about him and seeing how much it broke him down on the episode, was that surprising to you?
No, he's upset about, I believe that we see Tom breaking down on this episode because he's upset that he officially has lost control of me. Like I've gone rogue. And that's why he's upset. And I think he's...
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a callback to the name of her podcast, which I really think she should just change it to Going Rogue. Not like Rachel Goes Rogue. Because then it always has to be about how you're going rogue, when really you could like interview other people and how they're going. I'm just thinking of branding down the line, you know. But I have a feeling you just want to talk about this.
Scared. When Tom is talking to James later in the episode, he says, throughout this whole process, I really tried to look out for Raquel. And realize
Greg a Scientologist? I had no idea. That would track. That, okay. Yeah, oh yeah, Greg. Maybe Greg's trying to. What if Greg recruits Schwarz? I bet you Greg wouldn't even recruit Sandoval for the Scientologist. They'd be like, no, we can't take him with 1,000-year contract with his soul. We can't take him for one day, let alone 1,000 years.
Now that I cared for her way more than she cared for me.
Oh, God.
What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, he tried to look out for me. No, he didn't. He didn't care. He didn't care how all of this was going to affect me. He probably knew that eventually this was going to all come to light, and he did not do anything to protect me.
Do you think he actually believed that he was looking out for you?
I don't know. But when he says that I cared for her way more than she cared for me, I substitute the word care for...
So I think Tom Sandoval has the savior complex. He thinks he's saving everybody, but really he is the devil, and he's stealing their souls.
Control. Like, caring is not controlling behavior. And
Sharni.
Maybe in his brain, he felt like he was looking out for me, but he wasn't. No, I really don't believe that he was. And I don't believe that he thought he was. Like, he was deciding to, I don't know, like.
She doesn't even, clearly, girl, just say no. There's no good intentions that come from Tom Sandoval. He's led by the boner and branding and the boner. That's what he's led by. He's like, can't break up with Ariana. You guys, can't break up with Ariana because it's a brand, it's money, she makes me somewhat likable, God, and the boner. So no,
knowing that
he doesn't care.
And I was too. Like, this is where my piece of accountability comes in too. And maybe I can give him a little bit of grace because he was going through a tough time in life with a bar.
Then why don't you ever give Ariana grace? Like, the fact that you had sex with her life partner, the fact that now she had to find that on his phone, and yet you're still like, I'm gonna sue her because she might have looked at it and then took a screenshot and sent it to me and said, I don't want to be friends with you anymore. And that's technically revenge porn, to show me that she knew that I was doing the fingerling on the FaceTime that Tom Sandoval recorded without my consent.
Opening and all of his money going into it, and he wasn't happy in his relationship. And
girl, don't give him anything. He is a grown 56-year-old man. Okay. This man is so close to retirement, yet so far away financially, that because he wanted to take from his mom's retirement to open a bar in Los Angeles, in a strip mall, literally off Franklin, like the front door is technically a back door. Have you been to Schwarz and Sandy's? You literally are entering through the strip mall parking lot. There is no front door. Every door is a back door. He didn't even get it right on Franklin. Oh, it's because his horrible business deals and he's unhappy in his life. So I'm going to give him grace. Those are things he should fix as a 62-year-old man, for real.
And he needed to seek, I mean, he was drinking a lot too, and he was trying to find some sort of escape. And in a way, we found each other to escape together. And it was like the perfect storm. But I don't believe that he was truly looking out for me at all. Plus, if you think about respecting somebody, caring for somebody, loving somebody, you don't record somebody on an intimate FaceTime without asking for permission first, if you really care about that person.
Yeah.
He goes on to say, I'm listening to this shit that's coming out of her mouth. And I'm like, it's bullshit. It's so goddamn disrespectful. She used me and now she's throwing me away.
It's wild. His mindset, he believes that I used him. What purpose does it serve me to use Tom Sandoval in this way? It's not to become more famous. If it was, I would have gone back for another season of Vanderpump Rules. It's not for storyline purposes for me. I think maybe he's hurt, but he feels used. I think I was really broken and I needed somebody to help me process through the heartbreak that I was experiencing with James. And he was that person to me. And I was also that person to him through his tough time and him confiding in me about his relationship. So in a way, we kind of
You used each other. Go to therapy. Don't scream in a pillow. Don't put your face in ice. You can't meditate this away because you're just thinking about yourself and your next brand deal. Go to real therapy, one-on-one, person to person. Talk. Maybe you need some cognitive behavioral like something. All right? You can't put crystals in your cooch. You can't do any of, you need like, it has to be like real, honest therapy.
used each other as an escape. But now he wants to play the victim and say that I just used him. And now I'm throwing him away.
They're both victims.
Not true.
So now you're in the Meadows. What are the epiphanies that you had realizing that his love wasn't true love or healthy kind of love, or it was manipulation or narcissism or whatever you learned? What was that epiphany for you that it turned around?
Take over
and you
Ariana's
started
life.
healing?
Do you mind if I grab my journal really quick?
Oh,
can
not
tell
the journal. Girl. Do you mind if I grab my journal? You just happens to be there. You just are. She better be recording this at home because you mind if I grab my journal? Whenever anyone says, you mind if I grab my journal? I say, yeah, I do. I don't want to hear from your journal. No, that's why it's your journal. Like, I don't want to read your weird journal stuff. Like when we read Tom Sandoval's journal, when he just started coincidentally journaling during this season. And it was all like, it was wide ruled. And he was like, Tom is good singing. Tom is sad today. Sheena said Tom could sit next to Sheena at airport. It's going to be good. No, I don't. I'm speeding this up to 1.5. I can't with this journal. Okay.
Exactly what?
Not the journal. And a commercial before the journal. What in the hellscape?
But like,
Okay.
okay, let's see. Oh man, this part. Okay, so we watched movies at the Meadows, and one of them was Harry Potter.
Oh
Of
my
course.
God.
Wrote, I feel like Ginny Weasley in Harry Potter.
Justice for Harry Potter. I also have watched Harry Potter. I'm, of the generation where by the time the Harry Potter books came out, I was an adult and I was drinking and I was too busy to read. So I don't necessarily get this reference, but feel free to tell me in the chat that it doesn't make sense and it's ridiculous.
Okay, let's see. Oh man, this part. Okay, so we watched movies at the Meadows, and one of them was Harry Potter. Of course, wrote, I feel like Ginny Weasley in Harry Potter in the Chamber of Secrets when Tom Riddle has her under his spell. He has her do all of these things out of her character, out of her integrity to appease Tom. Am I playing the victim role by saying this? Essentially, Tom has manipulated me and had me under his love spell. That was so intoxicating and fun and quote unquote intimate. He turns me against my family. He said that my mom is gaslighting me and manipulating me and that she doesn't have my best interest at heart. My mom has ulterior motives, he says. He tries to talk me out of treatment. They're going to brainwash you. There isn't such a thing called love addiction. This place is a last-ditch effort. Extending is a bad idea. You are becoming dependent on this place. He calls me selfish for staying. I shared with him that I was having really dark thoughts, and I told him I was extending 2 more weeks, and he said that that was a bad idea. And I said, I'm scared if I come out of what might happen if I'm having these dark thoughts. He said, that's still a bad idea. I've been having to rough it out here alone.
What does it feel like reading this stuff back now?
Let me think about this. I feel like I'm very thankful that I've had this experience to go in and get mental health care and intense trauma therapy.
Girl, the privilege that you went to like a $250,000 place. You're beyond lucky. Like, this is crazy. I feel like Jenny Weasley in the Chamber of Secrets from some other guy, and they were playing that Harry Potter game with their broomsticks, and they were flying, and she was cheering for him, and then he wasn't paying any attention to her because he put a love spell on her, but it was like the same one. Reference Buffy. Is it like when Xander in season 2 put a love spell to get Cordelia, but instead it made everyone else fall in love with him because love spells are very dangerous? And even Buffy was falling for Xander, and it was like,
Because without it, I would have remained under Tom's spell. And it took me, like, this is towards the end of my journal. So it took me all of this time to get to this point where I was like, oh my God, he is always playing the victim role. He is switching the script on me to manipulate me and to control me. And he calls me selfish. And reading this back, it's like, wow, yeah, I really saw him for what he actually is. And it's cool too, because I've now been able to talk about it on this podcast. And back when I did Bethany Frankel's podcast, I wasn't in the space to talk about it so freely. So I think that just goes to show like how far I've even come from that point. Because it's one thing to admit it to yourself, and it's another to admit it to the whole world. But yeah, this was like the game-changing journal entry. It's like pages long of undeniable conversations.
If you could go back and say something to that girl who wrote those pages in the journal, what would you say to her?
I would say, I'm so freaking proud of you. I'm so proud of you that you are finally seeing things for how they truly are and not living in this land of illusion. And this is exactly what is needed.
She said illusion.
To be able to break out of that denial and to really face the facts, and the first step to choosing a healthier, safer relationship that you ultimately want. So I am so freaking proud of you.
So I want to switch gears a little bit to something that James said to Tom. She got with you because she wasn't.
Okay. Excuse me. All right. Well, that's a lot. Thanks for the journal, Rach. I will say the things that she has said about Tom this episode, as much as we like laugh and stuff, I mean, like I've been saying, it does make sense. Tom is a monster. Like, I really do. If Lala hadn't been such a, sellout switcheroo, she told us too, like, he's dangerous. He's scary. I think the Toms and the way they treat women is really, really gross. And yeah, just like Christina's saying, she's her own bag of problems, but damn, Sandoval is a scary, scary man. He really is. He's a scary, scary man. And we saw that when, that last part of the reunion last year, and Rachel Raquel is crying, shaking, terrified, and just how much we learned that he could tell people about their affair, but she wasn't able to tell anyone except for, Joe knew. But Joe, I believe she would have had the guys' backs over Rachel Raquel. So really, what Tom did is what Tom's good at, is that he like isolated. He took someone that he knew he could have some control over because he had power over her, being age, status on the show, life experience, all those things. And not saying Rachel is a victim in this, but this is what Tom does to women is, when you have someone like Ariana, obviously you can still, manipulate people through love. When you love someone, I mean, people want to say, oh, Ariana's so smart. How could she have fallen for someone like Tom? And it's like, love makes you do the wacky. I consider myself a rather smart lady, but if I look at my past of people I've dated, I have dated some gaslighting assholes who made me doubt myself and my sanity. So even though Tom is a dummy-dumb, it still doesn't mean that he isn't equipped with these kind of devil tools that he can come in and manipulate these situations and and isolate women and make them feel bad and then make them feel good. And, he does the love bombing thing. There's just like a whole thing that he does. And I do believe that he did that with Rachel. And so when she says that he told her parents, this is a cult, and he didn't support her to stay in this, therapy, this treatment, 100% believe that. Her PR person had said that, they would have meetings with Tom, and Tom was just talking about brands. And because Tom is a narcissist. Like, I truly, truly believe that he is. And we've talked about that before quite a few times, but he doesn't give a shit about other people. He doesn't care. I mean, Tom really dislikes women in his core. He appropriates our culture, tries to come in here and, steal all of our stuff. But I think both of the Toms, and Tom Schwarz in the same way, that he comes in and he's just like, oh, golly gee, gosh, guys, fingers in my mouth. When Lala was still coherent and someone we could watch, when she said, nervous, fingers in my mouth, that's how he gets away with it. They have these acts that they have perfected in their own way. And it is terrifying. It is terrifying, the amount of like manipulation and stuff. Yes. And good point, Christina. Yes. He's also obsessed with comparing himself to very violent people. Like, it's concerning. And the dog joke and him being like, Scott Peterson, allegedly, and I know he's like compared himself to other weirdos and stuff. I just think he's just a sick dude. So in that regard, when you hear Rachel talking and you saw her at the end of that reunion where she was just terrified because he had done what a lot of like emotionally abusive men do, or abusive men in general, is they isolate you from. He wanted her to turn on her friends, her family, all those things, to where she had no one but him so that he could control the situation. Those things I do believe, and that's not taking away from Rachel's culpability and Rachel's responsibility. But I think this is something that, Tom has been doing for a while. And just the way we hear him talk about Ariana, and we hear just how disgusting he is, and in the lies he'll make up, and in the ways he goes about still wanting to just continue to just hurt Ariana, jab her any way he can. It feels like he wants to destroy her. Like, that's what it feels like, rather than just taking accountability and fixing whatever in him is, making him so awful. It seems like he really wants to hurt her, which is sick and scary. And it feels predatory. It feels gross.
Like, over me. What are your thoughts on that? And do you feel like that's really what happened?
I mean, I think it's just funny that he's interpreting it this way because it feeds his ego. And in a way, I guess it's a little bit true, because I was heartbroken over the fact that James moved on with Ali so quickly and he was shoving it in my face. Or that I chose to film, and, I guess I signed up for that heartbreak, even though I didn't even know what heartbreak really was. In a way, I did get with Tom because I wasn't able to process my emotions that I was feeling with James. And I don't know. I think this whole conversation was weird, though. Like, it was kind of like they were trying to one-up each other and, like, claim their territory. And
it seems like he said that as almost like to brag to Tom. Did you feel
Yes. Yeah, totally. Yeah, I felt like he was trying to one-up him by being like, oh, well, she only got with you because she wasn't over me. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty clear that both of these guys have big egos.
Hearing him say that on the episode, when you watched it back, what was your gut reaction to that comment?
I wasn't even really caring what they were saying specifically. It was more of like my reaction to that whole conversation that they had, that back and forth with each other, just shows how idiotic both of them are. It was very weird to watch and laughable, really. I felt really uncomfortable watching this entire episode, especially that scene.
So Lisa says, what can Raquel possibly say that is going to make anybody look at her in a better light? How does that make you feel?
Oh, Lisa Vanderpump. You love to ride for your Tom Sandoval, but anything that I say will never change people's points of view. It's like bizarre to me. Also, the way that they were.
Okay, the way she like changes her voice, they'd be like, oh, Lisa Vanderpump, anything I say. I think like Natasha made a great point, not to like absolve Rachel of any of her behavior. I just, she can still be a horrible friend, and she can still be someone that you can't trust and slick. And I feel like in a lot of ways she knows what she's doing, but that can still be true. And Tom Sandoval can be a scary person. Those things can all exist without either one of them being a victim of it. I think it's just another example of how poorly Tom treats all women in his life, allegedly, and uses them just to benefit himself. He uses them as tools in his life as a tool, because he is a tool. But I will say the Lisa Vanderpump thing, we talked about on last week's recap. That was crazy, because the fact that Lisa's like, oh, what could Rachel say that could, ever make anyone understand, where she's coming from or anything. But yet you can't say that, Lisa, and then push for this Tom to be, forgiven, Tom's redemption arc this season, without him doing anything. He continues to just yell at you and be an overall dickbag. But somehow you want us to believe that Tom is redeemable just because he came back to the show and his first name is on one of your businesses, but Rachel is not. I mean, that's the thing that I don't like what Lisa's doing, obviously. And I think a lot of people feel that way, of her pushing this, we have to help Tom or he'll hurt himself. And it's just so gross. And it's just such a double standard that, oh no, Rachel could never say anything to, make people see her differently. But Tom's working on himself. What is he doing, Lisa? Every scene with you, he yells at you and disrespects you, and you let him. All because Tom, like I said last week, I know so many Toms. You could keep Tom and say, oh, darling, we are rebranding. This is a new Tom era. And it could be about another Tom. Unfortunately, I only know some pretty problematic Toms, but I'm sure you can find a non-problematic Tom. They have to exist somewhere, or change the damn name at this point. And I think people would understand and respect it and go there and be like, yeah, screw that. Oh, this used to be Tom. This used to be their playground, but then they messed with women. And so now we don't want to do business with them. You could easily give them back their little, how much, -2% that they put in, and fix this. But it's just, yes, it's, oh, Lisa, yes, the reigning internalized misogyny queen, just always an excuse for problematic men. So in that regard, like, I agree that Lisa has this huge double standard when it comes to how the women will be treated, and if the women can be redeemed, if there's redemption for the women, rather than for Tom. And I realize there's a vested interest there with her businesses, but girl, just rename it. It's not that big of a deal. It's WeHo. It can be a cuter name. Nobody would care. They really wouldn't. They would still go there because it's on the show, and they'd probably go there more. Call it Ariana and Katie. That would have been such great rebranding if Lisa would have been able to then push the women forward in that business and be like, oh, darling, you don't even have to put in any money. We'll give you a little cut. Or maybe, something. I don't know how she could have worked that out, but something with the women on the show, and just let the Toms fall. Like, allow them to fall. I don't understand why we can't let them have consequences for their actions. This is like the downfall of the show. It's so frustrating. Okay, we just have a little bit more of this. Rachel goes roguey, and then we'll wrap it up.
Saying like, oh, like Tom has been through so much, and
yes,
all of these disclaimers at the beginning of the season of dark thoughts and suicide hotline stuff. It just seems like production cares about Tom's mental health. But when it's like actually my mental health on the line, they don't take it seriously. They don't care. They don't want to believe that I'm actually going through something, but then they want to baby Tom. It's just infuriating. It almost feels like hopeless. I feel like I'm really fighting a battle that is impossible to win, because they're spinning all of this stuff to put me in the worst light. And all I want to do is move on. Then when they do this and it's inaccurate, I have this urge to defend myself, because I do want to keep moving and living and trying to enjoy life without all of this toxicity. And it's like, I'm really fighting But no matter what I do, it just seems to be always wrong. Like, I can't win. So what do I do? I guess I just have to.
Yeah, but a lot of that has to do with what you're doing, Rachel. You can't win because you keep making mistakes. So when are we ever gonna, like, let's take some ownership here, girl.
Like, let go and surrender? Or it's like, what am I supposed to do? Just let them talk about me and not defend myself?
Why do you?
Yeah, because if you wanted to defend yourself, you would have went back on the season. Now you can say, oh, the producers were going to edit it one way or this way or the other way, but you don't know that for sure. I mean, well, we do know with the Toms, they are protected on this show, but you could have gave it a try.
This desire to defend yourself and not just walk away completely.
Because I've worked so hard on myself. I've dedicated this whole past year to bettering myself and to take accountability and change my behavior. And I don't like.
No. Someone who's worked on themselves and gotten past this, I could see 1, maybe 2 episodes dedicated to this, but not this much, Rachel. Not this much. That just proves that you're really not over this. And I think you would go back for the right amount of money. I don't think you're really out of this game. I think you still need this. So no.
Being misrepresented. And I think this is also the struggle too of battling with that need for validation and knowing what that limit is. Because at a certain point, it's like, does it even matter? Does it matter what other people think of me? Like, it should only really matter what the people I interact with in person on a weekly basis or daily basis, like actual real conversations and connections and friendships. Feeling how I felt watching episode 12 of Vanderpump Rules this week just confirmed everything that I suspected, because just consuming it made me go mentally unwell. And if I'm able to feel that way just by.
Yeah, it probably will. And it probably should. Rachel and Tom, they don't understand that you're mentally, you will have reactions to this because you're yet again faced with your bad behavior, your poor decisions, all the relationships that were fractured, that you guys fractured because of your actions. It's normal to have like negative thoughts around that, to have like, oh my God, that makes me feel bad. You should feel bad. You should feel bad. That's normal. That would be like a healthy response to feel bad. You can't just go around like everything's fine. I worked on myself. Don't they know? No, because people are still going to have feelings about it. People that you hurt, people that you worked with, people, the public itself. It's not going to go away as quickly as you think it is. But the fact that they're just like, I don't want to hurt. I don't want to feel anyway. You're going to feel some type of way. And you should. When you do bad things and you hurt people, you should question yourself, your actions, want to fix yourself. You should feel bad. You can't, but they're like, no, give me some mushrooms and turn on one of those little lights with the stars everywhere. I don't want to feel like this. I want to feel like Coachella 24/7. Kate says, I'm up feeding my newborn baby and you're keeping me awake. Oh, give your little newborn a little snuggle, Kate. Look at you, just being an awesome mom.
Viewing it, imagine how I would have felt experiencing it firsthand and being in these conversations with these people that actually don't have any regard for my mental well-being at all.
Looking back on the Bethany interview, what are your thoughts on it now? Do you regret your decision? Would you have done anything differently? Or do you stand by going on the show and saying what you said?
I feel like it was the right decision for me to be able to share my story freely, openly, which gave me some control back in this world that was completely out of my control. All of these stories, all of these lies, it was just very daunting and it seemed like there was no light. And Bethany gave me a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel. And I'm happy that I was able to go on because I shared how I felt and my thought process at that time. And I worked my freaking butt off at the Meadows to get down to the bottom of it because I wanted to know for myself so that I could choose better for myself next time. And I feel like I was able to articulate exactly what that was for me. And I am very proud of that courage that it took to go on that podcast. I think that it was the right decision for me. Thank you so much for listening to Rachel Goes Rogue. Follow us,
Rachel Goes Rogue. Okay. So, yeah, Nicole Larson, great advice. Stop consuming it, Rachel. Do yourself a favor. Walk away. Be done with it. Be done with it. You said all you had to say. Like everyone knows. Quit making the same mistakes. Quit blaming the women. Quit villainizing Ariana and even Sheena. I know she punched you, even though she said she can't punch you. But at this point, you've done it. You got to move on, do your thing. The more you stay immersed in this, it can't be healthy. Yes, Christina Koga says talking about it constantly on a podcast surely can't be. It can't be helping. You can't. It's similar to just being online in general and answering every person who has something negative to say about you. You know what I mean? You can't constantly try to debunk everything that's ever said about you, because especially if you're in the public eye like Rachel is, there's going to be a lot of things that aren't necessarily true. And you can't hit the record button on your podcast every time that happens, because you'll always be hitting the record and then you'll never truly be in a peaceful place if you're just talking about this. And if you have moved on and you have processed this, like you say you have, you wouldn't be here week after week. I think it still is a money grab, which is fine, but just admit that. Admit that. It's this is how you make money. And you wanted to make money. Diana says 2 steps forward, 3 steps back. She has potential. I hope that she can find her way, but she just keeps this lawsuit. I mean, it's very difficult to, if anything, I want to cheer for all the women, even the flawed women. I don't want to cheer for the Toms. The Toms are done. They're like 70 years old. They're never going to change. They don't think anything's wrong with them. But Rachel makes it damn near impossible to cheer for her at all, and or want better for her. I was hoping she would just like go live that life, go back to Arizona, but she still wants in this game and this fame, and she tries to pretend she doesn't, and it's so dirty. But you'll see her. She'll probably be on a season of Villains coming up. Watch. She'll do it. Oh my gosh, Diana, we see each other. Just put the girl on House of Villains already, right? I mean, seriously. Yeah, the lawsuit really a-hole. Yeah, I think Sandoval this year is turning 80 years old, RPN. 80 years old. You can't be doing this at 80, sir. You cannot. Yes, drop the lawsuit on Ariana, go after Tom. I think that would help a bunch, and it would probably relieve you of a lot of this blame you're carrying for Ariana, this hatred, this jealousy that just doesn't make any sense. So just go after the men. Exactly what I wish the women on this season of Vanderpump would have done. Like Lala and Sheena, just go after the dudes. Should have been all the women coming together to just put the witchy spells on the problematic men. But no, we have them trying to fight Ariana and Katie and start shit, and it just is so disappointing. So disappointing. Okay. Has anyone checked on Sheena? No, I have not checked on Sheena. We'll see, you guys. But we're at the 2-hour mark. This has been a fun little late night live. I'll be back tomorrow. Obviously, we have a new episode of Vanderpump. We have a new episode of The Valley. If you're new to the channel, I recap those the day after. Well, the Vanderpump the day after, so Wednesday, and then The Valley probably on Thursday, but I'll probably go live tomorrow for another No Offense, All Offense, and we'll talk about some other things that are happening in the Bravoverse and pop culture and get caught up with our latest obsession. So thank you guys so much for joining into this live chat and live stream. This was super, super fun. Shout out to Christina Koga, who will be on this channel very soon. If you missed it, she just collabed with Ryan Bailey, and they did a fantastic job. So you can go over to Ryan Bailey's channel or his podcast, which I'm sure you all listen to, and you can check them out. You can also follow Christina Koga on the Instagrams and the TikTokies and all of that, and just see the wonderful work she's doing on YouTube, especially of putting these videos together. It's a lot of work when you search for that stuff. Anytime I do an edited video, I'm like, why did I even do this? Like, it does not, it's like more work. That it's fun because it's like, I like it because like putting puzzle pieces together, but it's definitely a lot more fun to just go live and chat with you guys, and more people, I think want to do that anyways. But some of these, like Christina's videos, are different though, because she keeps them, like, I'd put mine too long. My videos, I just can't shut up. So Christina's like boom, boom, pow. and she gets it out there, and it's great. Vivian, thank you so much for the super chat. Boo, I missed all the fun. Oh, but you know what? That's what the replay crew is for. Susie, thank you for becoming a member of the channel. Appreciate you. Welcome to the lean team. I know, Diana, I got to check out this Vanderpump villa. I know I got to check it out. I got to check it out. But soon enough. It's just, I'm consumed now with finding out about, Jax and Britney's relationship and if we're being lied to and how many times did he have sex with Lori in the bathroom, and we'll get there. So shout out to all my super chatters today: Christina, DM, Pamela, Samantha, Sav, Mock, Chickenhead PK, Neely, thank you so much, Nicole Larson, Johnny Copthorne, Pamela B, RPN Photo, Vivian L, Susie, thank you for becoming a member. You guys are amazing. Thank you everybody for commenting in the live chat. I love our live chats. They are so fun. You guys are amazing. So follow me on social media if you're not already, at Joleen Lunzer everywhere, TikTok, Instagram, and also at No Offense, All Offense on Instagram. And yeah, I hope you guys have, wherever you are in the world, good night, day, morning, tomorrow, whatever is happening. And like I always say, remember to enjoy yourself because it's later than you think. Bye.
If you like what you see.